With 4 municipalities in the Free State facing a blackout of electricity due to non-payment to Eskom, the province has decided to come up with solutions to avert that eventuality. Today I am with the MEC for COGTA in the province. I just want to bring him immediately into the conversation to talk about this meeting that you had this morning with the Minister of Electricity, Dr Kgosientsho Ramokgopa. What are these interventions that you discussed this morning, and how are they going to be implemented?
Thank you very much. The minister had to be brought in to deal with generally what we refer to as the upstream problems. Through our summit, we indicated that municipalities are battling with the billing system, which undermines their revenue collection. So what they give as a service, they are not able to retrieve its full value from the citizens. And as a result, they've been defaulting in terms of their current account at the level of Eskom. Hence, Eskom issued a notice. So to prevent that, we have had to initiate this process. The minister came, firstly, to manage the current problem, that there be proper, agreements, payment plan put in place to avoid the cutoff, which is a process that will finalize in the next few days. There's commitment on both sides that we've got to work on this to avoid this. I do believe with the commitment by all the affected municipalities, we will win the battle. The second part is the intervention driven by the minister himself. It's an intervention that goes into municipalities, firstly to help with the ring-fencing of the revenue generated from electricity, 2, to ensure that we bring in the requisite skills in terms of maintenance and so on. 3, to make sure that as we do that, municipalities do not lose their licenses. It's not a permanent intervention, but it's a short-term intervention that makes sure that the management of the current account in terms of billing and collection is really up to scratch. It is driven by the installation of the smart meters, which reduces high levels of tampering. It will start basically with your bulk users and then go to individual households, so that municipalities don't end up with the usage that they are unable to account for in terms of the collection. Thus increasing what we are now told is around 27 billion that Free State municipalities owes to Eskom.
Talk to us about these smart meters. We heard during the press briefing that Malutapofung, which is one of the municipalities that have been struggling a lot with provision of electricity to residents as well as payments to Eskom. Where are we in terms of those smart meters?
Look, the installation has started, especially in areas like Malutapofung. Remember, there is that DAA agreement signed with Eskom. The bulk users had already been installed with this, and the rate of payments, as per the reports, is around in the 90s now, which shows you that we can close the gap between the usage and the billing, so that there's not much disparity. Households are already being installed with this in Malutapofung to make sure that we bring up a larger number of people that are working there. Part of what we raised is that as the intervention will mean that Eskom takes over the management of the system, is to make sure that we quickly intensify the installation of tamper-proof meters that will make it impossible and difficult for our people to tamper with them, but also refurbish the network, because this is what Malutapofung is battling with. They will experience blown up transformers weekly, and they've got to replace them. They have now depleted their budget, but we're happy because we're beginning to get less and lesser number of incidents of electricity outages. But as they balance that, we've got to make sure that our people do come to the party to stabilize generally energy management and supply in that particular space.
And perhaps lastly, let's talk about government departments in these particular municipalities. We know that a lot of government departments actually owe municipalities for their electricity usage. How are we ensuring that these government departments actually stick to their payment plans to municipalities?
The provincial government had taken a decision that the payment plan be finalized together with municipalities. It's not only the provincial government. In this building, as we speak, you'll know that COGTA is sitting here, and that's a national space. They also have got to come to their part. We are in a situation where municipalities have got to be paid. We've got to work out a plan that enables municipalities to be played by government through the Department of Public Works. Exco has already taken a decision that the MEC should lead a process to finalize with the municipalities and make sure that we get into a habit where we're able to service our accounts on a monthly basis. There are a number of options that are on the table that Exco has been looking into, because that debt is quite huge. We are happy that there's a temporary solution between Mangaung as well as the provincial government on this issue, but the principle is that we have got to pay for the services that we use as the provincial government.
Thank you so much for your time. That was the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in the province, Saki Mokoena, just talking to us about those interventions that they were discussing this morning to ensure that the 4 local municipalities that are facing a blackout from Eskom are saved from that eventuality.